Yo, what's up, guys? My name is Kanabara, and welcome to Survival Minecraft. Today, I'm going to be starting a brand new Minecraft survival world. I'm just going to be playing regular survival because I am pretty bad. I have not made a Minecraft survival world in like over a year, so I just need to get back into the rhythm of things. But hopefully that shouldn't take too long. I am playing on Minecraft 1.20.4, by the way, and I am playing with 1.21 experimental features enabled, just so I can have access to the new blocks like the new tough blocks and the new copper blocks that are going to be coming in the next update. But without further ado, thank you guys for coming to my YouTube channel, and let's get started with this new survival world. I start off by punching down a tree, just like any other survival world would begin. I make a crafting table for myself and some sticks, just so I can start making a little wooden pickaxe, because I want to get some of that stone that I see over there, and maybe some of that coal too. I head over to get some stone, and I use my lovely wooden pickaxe to mine 3 pieces of it, which I use to upgrade my pickaxe to a stone one. I then use the stone pickaxe to get even more stone, just so I can have enough stone to make a furnace and any more basic tools that I need to help me get started. I then crafted up a stone axe and a stone sword and began chopping down a bunch of trees, just so I can have enough wood to do whatever I needed. I also needed some food, so I began slaughtering every animal that I could find in the forest. Luckily, I came across a whole bunch of pigs, so pork chops were not an issue. I then made myself a nice little smoker over here. I thought having a smoker would be really nice because I didn't really want to wait for all of the food that I gathered to cook, and I just waited for the smoker to cook all the food, which didn't really take too long. Maybe only took around 5 minutes to cook all of my food, which I was actually really happy about. And in the meantime, I gathered some more stone just to have even more stone, and I made a furnace just so I could smelt any iron that I came across, which I actually came across some pretty fast. There was actually a cave right next to where I set up the smoker, and it actually went down pretty far, which you guys will see here in a little bit. But I collected up some iron, and I used it to make a bucket and a shield. And then once I had enough, I finally made myself an iron pickaxe, just so I can have everything to go deep down into the mines. And hopefully I could find some diamonds and use my iron pickaxe to get them. As soon as I entered the mine, I found a skeleton. So that was the first mob that I've actually killed in this world. Luckily, I did have a shield to block me from his arrows, or else that would have been pretty annoying to fight. But I did find a good amount of iron while I was in the mines, and I smelted it up as soon as I could. As soon as I had enough iron, I made myself a chest plate because that was what was going to offer me the most protection for now. I then waited for the rest of my iron to be done smelting, but I was getting a little impatient, and I made another furnace and just split the load between the two of them just so it would be done a little bit faster. And once it was all complete, I used that iron that I had and made myself a few more pieces of iron armor, made myself some leggings and some boots. I did not have enough to get a helmet, unfortunately, but I think we'll be okay without it for the time being. I then made myself an iron sword and proceeded to head a little bit deeper into the mines, hoping to find myself some diamonds. I haven't found any diamonds yet, just a few mobs, but they weren't causing me too much trouble. I was, however, running low on torches, so I found some coal and began to dig some of it up, just so I had enough torches to make my way deeper into the mines. I just didn't want it to be too dark. It is pretty scary when it is dark. I also collected up some more iron and made myself an iron helmet, as well as an iron axe, just to have full iron gear. And I was actually looking pretty swag. I then found this huge cave opening, which was absolutely amazing. I headed down into it. There was a few mobs in here. I can see the eyes of the spiders glowing and a few creepers and a slime in the background there, but nothing that really caused me too much trouble. I looked around and I was able to find a bunch of little caves that had diamonds in them, which was actually really nice. It's always nice actually to get diamonds on your first day. I thought that glow lichen was more diamonds for a second. You saw me snap to it, but that's just good old glow lichen. That's what it does. We got our first diamonds there. We also found some OG diamonds, as I like to call them. It's just like the diamonds that have regular stone instead of the deep slate, which I think is really cool to find since you don't really see them that much anymore since the 1.18 update. You mostly just see the deep slate ore ones. Unfortunately, I am going to have to leave these here for right now until I can get some silk touch on one of my pickaxes. I'm just going to leave them exposed. Just dig them out and put a bunch of torches around them just so I can obviously see the area. I then explored the rest of this massive cave, finding more and more diamonds everywhere that I looked. There was diamonds absolutely everywhere. A lot of veins were just like 1 or 2 diamonds, but that wasn't too much of a problem to me. As long as I was finding diamonds, I was a happy man. And there was diamonds all over the walls. So I ended up coming out with a pretty fair amount of diamonds, which you guys will see here at the end of the mining spree. But yeah, there was tons and tons of diamonds. I actually don't know like what is the best way to find diamonds ever since 1.18. Like it's not -14 anymore or whatever it used to be, you know. So I really don't know what's the method to finding diamonds these days, but I don't know. This cave was pretty good, and I ended up finding much more than what I needed and what I was expecting to find on the first day. I also found a little axolotl buddy that I ended up putting in my water bucket to bring back with me to the surface. I think I did actually lose him later on though, because I used my water bucket and I forgot that he was actually in it. So unfortunately, he won't be around for too long. But by the time I was done mining, it was nighttime when I got back up to the surface. So I found and killed some sheep just so I could have enough wool to make a nice little bed for the night. And once I had enough wool, I crafted up a bed and instantly went to sleep. And as you guys can see, as I'm sleeping, there is an amazing mountain range in the background, which I actually got a better look at when I woke up, and I turned my render distance up just to see how big this thing was. And it was absolutely massive. And I think that this is definitely going to be the area that we decide to settle down and build it, because that mountain range, I don't think I'm ever going to find anything like that ever again and naturally generating in Minecraft. I've never seen anything like this before. I've seen pretty big mountain ranges in Minecraft, but nothing on this scale. This thing is absolutely insane, especially with these peaks. They actually look really realistic, have a nice little waterfall, awesome little cherry blossom trees all along the ridges. I don't know. It's a pretty majestic Minecraft landscape, if I must say so myself. But now that I was back on the surface and had a few diamonds to my name, I decided to make some diamond tools. I started off by making a diamond pickaxe and a diamond axe, of course. I then made myself a diamond shovel and a diamond sword. By the time I was done crafting my diamond tools, I only had 11 diamonds left, which meant I did not have enough diamonds to make a full set, so I could only make a chestplate for the time being. But now that I have diamond tools, I wanted to start gathering resources to build a starter house. But before I could do that, I needed to gather some food, just so I did not starve in the process of doing that. Once I gathered enough food, I went back down into the mines and started to dig away and collect any resources that I was going to need. And using this diamond pickaxe was such a great idea. I was able to get this done pretty quickly. I even found some more diamonds when I was down there, which is always really nice. Helped me recoup on my diamond supply. I think I only had like 2 or 3 left, which I was just saving to make like a little enchantment table. But now that we're finding even more, I think we're going to be able to make some more diamond armor, which is going to be really great. After I was done getting that tough, though, I need to get some andesite. And getting this did not take long at all. This diamond pickaxe was absolutely shredding through the andesite, and I switched over to the diamond shovel over here in the Luster Caves to get myself some clay, which I was going to need to smelt into bricks for the house. I went up to the surface to put my clay in the furnace, and then with the diamonds that I found, I made myself some diamond leggings and diamond boots to help myself get a couple steps closer to getting that full diamond armor. All that we were missing now was the diamond helmet, but that really wasn't too big of a worry for me. But I did head back down into the mines just to get some more granite, because I did want this to help texture the build, because I think it would go really nicely with the brick that we will be using. And when I was done collecting all of the resources that I need, and I went back onto the surface, I actually came across this ruined portal that had a couple pieces of obsidian in the chest that it spawned in with, and I went ahead and gathered all of the obsidian from the structure, and I think it ended up being around 12 or 13 pieces of obsidian. I put the obsidian away for now though, and I decided to head back home and check on my bricks. And now that they were all done, I turned them into brick blocks and started to lay out a design for the house. I got a base shape and I decided to layer on top of it. I started putting in the walls and started building up the structure. Now, unfortunately, some of the replay files were lost, so some of the parts of the build will be missing, but hopefully the little what's it called, time lapse here isn't too terrible. You see it skips a little bit right here, but it's really a basic build, nothing too complicated, just some basic materials. I was just using brick for the base and then some spruce and some oak for the roof, as well as some birch for the walls. So nothing really too crazy, nothing that was really too hard to get. Just stripped the logs that I put on the sides and then put stairs on top of them to make a nice little roof design. I then put in a flower planter on one of the sides of the house just to add a little more detail to the outside. I then made my way back up to the roof and started working on a chimney that I built up to have at least 2 spouts where smoke would come out, one where smoke would always be pouring out, and one that just was not active, just to have a little more detail. I then made my way down to the side of the house to add in some more details for the chimney, and I think it ended up looking pretty okay, I'm not gonna lie. Now that I got most of the details of the house complete, it was time to work on the area surrounding the house. In particular, the hill in front of the house was looking a bit rough. I thought it was a bit too close, so I went ahead and pushed it back a bit, and then I went ahead and spruced it up a little bit, just making it fit in better with the house and the landscape around it. I added some azalea leaves just to add some color and some foliage in the area because I like green in Minecraft. I love the foliage. I love making gardens and stuff like that. I then came in with some bone meal since the grass was taking a bit long to grow and I did not want to see like these splotchy areas, so I went ahead and bone meal in some moss, and I thought that looked pretty okay for the time being. I then extended the moss down because I decided that I was going to make a stone pathway, and then I dug out the old pathway that I had made. I didn't even bother to show it because it was just going to get dug out anyways. I went ahead and dug out that pathway and then started building in the new pathway with stone. I used multiple different stones such as tuff, smooth stone, stone brick, and andesite just to give myself a bit of variety and add a bit of texture to the pathway. After all, it is a pathway and it is supposed to be walked on, so if it looks weathered and textured, that's always a good thing, to add as much detail as possible. I then went in with some stairs as well to add a bit more depth and to add like some sinking areas or some areas that were lower than others, which actually looked really nice. Obviously, I'm not the one who came up with this design. This design has been around for forever now. It's a pretty basic building technique at this point, but it's still a really good one. I then went ahead and built a little street lamp right here. I was struggling a little bit with how I wanted it to look. I didn't know what design I wanted at first, but I finally settled on one. I then made this little fallen tree over there, and then I came over to the other side and extended the pathway up the hill just a bit more because, like I was saying, I did think it looked a bit silly with how small the pathway was, so I extended it up a little bit, and I thought that the end result looked a whole lot better. Alright guys, I think that's a good spot to end off today's video. We got a nice path in place here. We got ourselves a nice little lamp post as well as a nice little garden area with a fallen tree. In front of our house we got a nice little haystack to add a little more detail. And inside we got all of the basic necessities that we're going to need to be starting in this new world. So I think this is a good spot to end off, and it is looking like it has become a nighttime. So I think this is a good spot to end off today's video. I want to thank everyone for watching, and if you guys liked what you guys saw, please be sure to like and subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. Hopefully it will be out by next weekend. This has been really fun creating this, but it is my first video, so I apologize if it is kind of bad. But I appreciate you guys bearing with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.